you changing agents and lawyers and you don't have access to your previous documentation? We're going to talk about how do you get that to make sure you can do the right thing by your visa applications for the future. My name is Abby from Migration Centre of Australia, and we get a lot of clients shifting from other migration agents or law firms to us. Why is that? Maybe they're working with a company lawyer and they don't want the same lawyer representing them on their subclass 189, 190 application. Maybe the company is changing lawyers or firms as well to a new firm or using us as a registered migration agent organization. Now, we may not be able to access those documents, right? So there's a couple of ways that we can get access to your documents for any applications that have previously been submitted, either for the company or for you as a visa applicant. Now, one such pathway is the Freedom of Information Act. The FOI Act allows us to request the department for access to any documentation in relation to a person or a company or a particular visa application, right? This is more of a legal procedure, takes a bit more time and costs money for representing you to obtain these documents. Easier method is, as a professional, any registered professional in Australia is required to retain documents for a period of 7 years if they have represented any party. So for example, if you have been represented as a visa applicant, you don't know what's been submitted as part of that application because you were working with a company HR. Maybe some of those documents have been amended to make sure they're more in alignment with your occupation to make sure that the visa is granted. And we've seen this happen, not just at small companies, but at multinational organizations as well. We make sure that all the documents that you're preparing, you know what's being changed, you know what's happening. We make sure that they are consistent with everything that you've told us. We also make sure that you know what's been submitted. What does this do? This provides transparency not only for you, but if you do need any of those documentation for the future, you can use those for your future visa applications, right? If you don't have access to that, you can request your old agent or lawyer to provide a copy of anything that was submitted to the department. And they might charge you a little bit of money for this or an administration fee to get those documents and send those to you for their time, but that's much easier and quicker. So if you can get access to those, make sure you are consistent with the information that you're providing to the department or even the skill assessing authorities or anyone else, because if there's any inconsistencies, it can result in the Public Interest Criteria 4020 being applied, where you might be found to have been providing fraudulent information to obtain a visa. And that's why this is a very important thing that we always look into in all our visa applications is consistency, right? If there are any discrepancies, we can actually fix that. We can say that what was submitted previously was incorrect and this is actually the correct thing. You can do this by two ways. Firstly, by going to your old visa application and saying, this is the amended document, we want to provide this now, and then lodging the new application to make sure that you've already informed them in the previous application and the new one is in alignment with that. Alternatively, if there's not too much inconsistency and it's only slight things that are very similar but slightly different, you can amend those in the new application but still be consistent, right? So it's important to make sure that all of these things are covered. And as professionals, this is what we're helping you do. It's not a matter of administration work that's being carried out. It's making sure that all the legalities and criteria and the policies are met and that there's consistency in your application. In that way, you can ensure that the visa is more likely to be granted. No one can provide you guarantees, right? Legally, we're not allowed to provide you guarantees. What we can do is say that we will strengthen your application and work in a manner that works best for you.